Performing the contract on time? Oh. If a contract is to be enforced by the courts, it must contain a statement of the time within which it is to be performed. In the case of most common oral contracts, however, the contracts are willing to infer an agreement between the parties that the contract will be performed within a reasonable time, depending on the nature of the acts to be performed and the customs of the community in which the contract is relevant. On time. Now, for each time it says on or before the next judicial day, yes, the sheriff shall serve the individual. It doesn't look like you've been performing the contractual obligations of court orders, yes, to serve me on or before the next judicial day. Now, when you waited 2 weeks to serve me in the Squim Public Library, yes, you violated the contractual obligation of on or before the next judicial day. Now, each time that you issued one of these contracts known as court orders, yeah, and you did not perform the actual contractual obligation of time, yes, I'm going to sue you right now. Now, let's say, pooch, when contracts must be in writing, yeah, the requirement that certain contracts must be in writing was first adopted by the British Parliament in 1677 in an act known as the Statute of Frauds. Oh. A more accurate title would have been the Statute to Prevent Frauds. Now, why they named it the Statute of Frauds instead of, as the book says, naming it the Statute to Prevent Frauds, yeah, I don't know. But let's say there's a fraud involved. And the fraud involves not performing the contract on time. The fraud is that the petitioner didn't sign it. The fraud is that you said that I received actual notice of the court hearings when I didn't. And then there's the fraud of serving me. Yes. And then the fraud of serving me with the statute to prevent the fraud of somebody serving me that had no legal obligation, no contractual ability to serve me. Let's say we looked at these contractual obligations right at the beginning.